All right, so the cool thing about solidification is that it does exactly that. It solidifies yourself, but in your own mind. Because if you don't get yourself feeling solid, nothing good's going to happen. You're going to fail. Even if you've had great success, even if you've, started to make six figures or seven figures, because you will, no matter who you are, no matter where you are, no matter how well you've done, you are going to go through a period in time where you're not going to feel so solid, and it's going to take everything within you and without you, meaning you're going to have to move things around inside of you and outside of you, exterior forces and interior forces, in order to make it through that hurdle. Because you're going to notice that business can be very, very streaky. There's streaks involved. There's good streaks and there's bad streaks. And until your business is massive, you're going to experience good and bad. So the key is, when things look like they're not going in the right direction or things are slowing down, that's when you really have to become a killer. That's when you really have to tell yourself, remind yourself that, look, you are defined by what you've done that's awesome. You are not defined by the period in time that's being difficult, or being a little bit of a challenge, because that's not reality. Reality is what you've accomplished that's good. Because you see, it's no different than a pro athlete that has had some great seasons, or some great months, and then they just kind of fall apart. And I can't offhand, even if some of you don't love sports, so there's no point in getting into too much detail there. But in short, in all competitive things, business, even sports included, there's been people that have been really hot, really awesome, and then they just become, they lose. I'm not going to say a loser because that's harsh, but they become in effect a bit of a loser, in the sense that they were great and now they're just not. And what happens is, it's here. It's a head game. They failed at solidification. They went through a rough patch, a rough period, and they weren't able to pull themselves out of it. So a few different ways that you can do this, that you can make it out, and come out bigger and stronger, is, when things aren't going the way you want, push harder. But before you push harder, take a break. Take a break, have some fun, do something that that you enjoy doing, even if you think you shouldn't be doing it because maybe money got tight, and maybe there's pressures on you, coming towards you from other people. Could be your spouse, could be your girlfriend, could be your partner. Doesn't matter. That's another thing which I'm also going to say that's a little bit controversial, but it's true. You're, especially when the going gets tough, your partner has got to support you. It doesn't matter if it's your girlfriend, your spouse. If you have a spouse or a girlfriend that says to you, I don't see you enough, you don't pay enough attention to me, you're never home, you're always working, you're always this, you're always that, you know what? You have the wrong partner. Look, it's one thing if you completely ignore your partner and never see them. That's not acceptable. So what you need to do as an aspiring entrepreneur is, when you're with your partner, give them 150% of your attention. Make sure nothing else matters and that you pay attention to nothing else. But when you're not with them, they can't exist unless it's an emergency, because all that's going to happen, beyond speaking to them a couple times a day, you're going to get distracted. So in short, your partner is your partner, but they're your life partner, they're not your business partner, and you need to have a good one that understands that what you're doing is for yourself, and it's also for them, and it's for your family, or your potential family, or your potential future. Or if you're not at that point, they need to respect and understand, see that you are a motivated person, that you are not a stroker, a slacker. Even when you're dating, if they don't respect the go-getter in you, then you got to tell them, and believe me, you'll save yourself a lot of time and heartache, because it's better to find out in a week or two, or in 3 or 4 or 6 months, than to find out after 5, 10, or 15 or 20 years, and waste a huge amount of your valuable time, and theirs as well, because they're the wrong person for you and you're the wrong person for them. So that aside, you're going to, in the tough times, need to take a break. I don't care what you think in terms of that you just can't, because the truth is, a lot of the time you're going to hurt yourself more than you're going to help yourself if you don't take that break. So take that break. It doesn't matter if it's a few days, if it's a week, even if it's 2 weeks, but make sure when that break is over, you come back like a battering ram and you are relentless, and you take a step back and you look at what's going, bad, why that is, and how you behaved in order for things to go well. And if you're not doing the things that normally go well, start doing them. If you've noticed you've deviated from them, stop it. Get back to it. Do what you need to do, and do it the way you need to do it. Go back to basics. Whatever got you to where you need to be, and start doing a lot of it. Increase it as much as possible, because when you're in a bad streak, it gets to the point where the longer it lasts, the worse it is. So you actually want to amp things up 10, 20 times stronger, and that's why you're going to need your rest, and be relentless. And if you do that, you're going to be solid, you're going to get back your solidification, and you will have solidified your position in terms of where you need to be in your business and in your own mind and in your own belief. You'll have gotten back your momentum velocity. And this solidification process is as real as it gets. It can ruin you, it can take everything down, and it can make everything that was great a distant memory if you don't have a good grip on your own solidification. I'll be back.